Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.
Today I want to share Joe Pesci's journey to significance. So Joe Pesci was born on February 9th, 1943 in Newark, New Jersey. His mother was a part-time barber, and his father was a forklift driver for General Motors as well as a bartender. By the age of 5, Joe was appearing in plays in New York, and by the age of 10, he was a regular on a television variety show called StarTime Kids. And even though he got an early start in acting, it didn't pan out at first. So after high school in the 1960s, Pesci began working as a barber following in his mother's footsteps. And at the same time he tried to start a musical career, playing guitar in several bands, and his musical career carried out all the way until 1968, where he released his debut album under the name Joe Pesci, covering contemporary pop hits. But after not having any success with that either, he joined a comedy duo by the name of Vincent and Pesci from 1970 to 1976. The act was inspired by Abbott and Costello, and it proved popular with crowds. Their popularity allowed them to star in their own Broadway show, entitled The New Vaudevillians, but unfortunately it only lasted a week. His popularity from Vincent and Pesci also granted him another opportunity though, and in 1976 Joe starred in a low-budget crime film called The Death Collector. Unfortunately, this low-budget film found no success though, so Joe returned to the Bronx and lived above Amici's restaurant where he also worked. And during this time working in the restaurant, he came in contact with Robert De Niro, which led to him receiving a phone call from Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro in 1979. They were impressed with his performance in The Death Collector, and wanted him to co-star in Scorsese's upcoming film Raging Bull as Joey LaMotta. Upon taking on this role, Pesci won the BAFTA Film Award for Newcomer to Leading Film Roles, as well as being nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. And at this point, Pesci's journey in show business began. Throughout the next few years, he appeared in several smaller films, and was then casted alongside De Niro in 1984 in Once Upon a Time in America. Then in 1988, Pesci appeared in Michael Jackson's music anthology film Moonwalker, where he played the antagonist Frankie Mr. Big Ladeo in Smooth Criminal. Then from there, he appeared as Leo Getz, a comedic sidekick to Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in the Lethal Weapon series. And then Joe really reached a level of stardom in 1990 when he reunited with Scorsese and De Niro in Goodfellas. Pesci received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as Tommy DeVito in the movie. And from this point on, Pesci starred in many blockbuster movies that include the Home Alone series, as well as Man on Fire. And then after about a decade of success, he announced his retirement from acting to pursue a musical career and enjoy a life away from the camera, and then returned to the big screen in 2017, being casted alongside Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in The Irishman, which was a crime film directed by Martin Scorsese. Joe Pesci no doubt has an interesting story. He dreamed of being a successful actor from the age of 5, but really struggled for 30 years to make that happen. He luckily received his big break after meeting Robert De Niro in the restaurant he worked at, and then from there used that opportunity to propel him into an Academy Award-winning actor. To me, Pesci shows that if you stay dedicated to your dreams and mastering your craft, with time you can very well find success in doing so. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod. And sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.